Hey authors, Clayton Noblett with Written Word Media, and today we are going to go over everything you need to know to write a great book description. By the end of this video, you'll have a full understanding of the goal of your book description, why book descriptions matter so much, and a step-by-step process you can follow to write a great description for your own book. Before we get started, remember that Written Word Media is much more than just a YouTube channel. We have helped over 40,000 authors build their reader audiences with our book promotions. Click the link in the description to learn more. First, let's talk about why your book description is so important. When a reader first sees your book or stumbles across it online, the cover is what grabs their attention first. For more information on covers, check out this video right here. Though your cover is what grabs a reader's attention to start, your description is what actually convinces them to buy your book. We actually surveyed thousands of readers, and we found that the description of a book was the most important factor for readers when they were considering whether or not to buy it. Your description is your pitch to readers. A well-crafted description can make the difference between a buy or a pass. With that in mind, let's talk about the goal of your description. Yes, obviously it's to get readers to buy your book, but it's a little more nuanced than that. Think about it from the reader's perspective. If a reader is on your book page and viewing your description, they clicked to get there. So something about your book has already caught their attention, probably your cover. So your description's job is not only to convince readers to buy, it's to convince readers that they were right to click. They're already interested, so craft your description to confirm that they were right to be interested in the first place. Don't just convince them to buy, convince them they were right. Okay, so how do you write a description that convinces readers to buy your book and that they were right to be interested in it in the first place? First, start by writing a great hook. Your hook is your first part of your book description, and it's crucial. You need to capture a reader's attention immediately. Think of your hook as the first line in a great novel. It needs to be intriguing and compelling and grab a reader's attention right away. Ask a question, introduce a mystery, or present an intriguing scenario. Hooks come in all shapes and sizes, so I recommend you look at the best-selling books in your genre and see what they're doing. Are they starting with intriguing text from inside the book itself? Are they setting up a scenario? Can any of these actions apply to your book and your description? If so, give it a try. It's also a good idea to format your hook to stand out in your description. You can bold or italicize or anything you can do to draw the reader's eye to the hook right away. After the hook, it's time to describe the content of your book, but be careful not to spoil it. You want to give enough of the world and the scenario to pique a reader's interest while leaving them hanging and wanting to learn more. You can highlight some main themes, introduce a protagonist, and highlight a central conflict. And when I say avoid spoilers, I mean really avoid spoilers or even the implication of a spoiler. Even if your description isn't a spoiler, but it gives the impression that a reader may have been spoiled, the reader will be much less likely to buy. So even if you don't spoil the actual book, make sure when you read your description, a reader couldn't perceive themselves as having been spoiled on what they're about to read. As you're writing your description, it helps to include relevant keywords and phrases that a reader might search that you would want your book to show up for. Think about what terms a reader might use when searching for a book like yours, and then incorporate those terms naturally into your description. For example, if you've written a mystery or thriller, including words like mystery, thriller, or suspense in your description could help your book show up for searches for those words. After you've described the content of your book, it's time to show off any authorial credentials you might have. This can help build your credibility and entice readers to give your book a chance. For example, you could say something like, award-winning author John Doe weaves a tale of thrilling suspense in his latest novel. Something like that. If you don't have any accolades to include in your description, that's fine. It's not a requirement. You also might want to consider including comparison titles in your description. Including comparison titles can help potential readers understand the style and tone of your book. It sets their expectations and can attract fans of similar books. You can format these comparisons in different ways. You could say, if you like X, then you'll likely enjoy Y. Or you could say, it's like X with a little bit of Y, or it's like X crossed with Y. These are common ways to compare your book to other popular titles. Comparison titles are not a requirement, and I wouldn't use them if you don't think you can nail the comparison. Again, looking at what other authors in your genre are doing is a great way to get ideas and decide what you want to include in your description. Finally, let's talk about formatting. A well-formatted description is easy to read and visually pleasing. Use short paragraphs, bullet points, and bold text for important information. And make sure your description looks good when viewed both on desktop and mobile devices. Here's an example of good formatting from Jillian Dodd. She's bolded and italicized the hook, which draws your eye immediately to it. Then, for the rest of the description, almost every sentence is its own paragraph. This allows the reader to get through the description quickly and confirm that they were right to be interested in the book, and they can go ahead and click buy. With a short description like this, the reader can easily understand what they need to know and make their decision quickly while they still have a bias to be interested in the book. Remember, the goal of your description is to convince readers who were attracted by your cover that they were right to be interested and they should buy your book. Take the time to craft a description that hooks the reader, gives them a taste of what to expect, but also leaves them wanting more. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe, and go to writtenwordmedia.com to join our free email newsletter for more book marketing tips. Thanks for watching. See you next time.